This episode of the Gold Blooded Podcast is brought to you by mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag. Use promo code GOLDBLOOD, one word, to match up to 100% of your initial deposit.
Think we're done? We're just getting started.
Young almost falls down, throws to the end zone.
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that, okay? But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change, and it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in the gun, the throw on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up, fighting. Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Happy birthday, baby Jesus button cunts. How are you? Daddy's here. Niners lose. Steve is happy. Okay. Get into injury, Steve. Yeah. That was my Christmas gift to the fans, 2018.
Did you rehearse that?
No.
That sounded rehearsed. That was pretty good.
Come on, rehearsed. I don't fucking rehearse. I rehearsed. Oh.
Did you say button cunts?
Yeah, that was like a lot
What is
of
button cunts.
There was a lot of information spewed out really quickly. That's why I thought it was rehearsed.
I mean, what is a puppy cunt? What is anything that comes out of my mouth? You know what I mean? So listen to what I got to deal with on the way home, yeah? So just north, sorry everybody, we're here. It's
He said,
Christmas.
Listen to what I have to deal with on the way home.
Matterson. So just north of you know where the
Joe.
You know where the 34 exits are there on the Merritt Parkway?
Yes.
So just north of those.
Which is actually east, because our state's fucking
Right,
retarded.
whatever. So on the southbound side, which I'll be traveling home, so the westbound side, there was, before a bridge, there was a tractor trailer stopped.
Beautiful.
With a cop behind it. So
Beautiful.
at some point, they're going to, and I looked, there wasn't an exit for 2 fucking miles going
Beautiful.
back. So I'm going to have to deal with that on the way home. You see what I do for you fucking button cunts? Yeah. I'm going to button hook you, you button cunt. That's right. So, I hope everybody had a real great Christmas.
Did you?
No, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I went and saw my daddy last night.
Are
I
you
told
gonna?
you, offers on the table. We
Yeah.
can reset your childhood.
I know, no, I'm good. I got it. I got it. It's good.
I'll put an extra car seat in the car. We'll do it all the way.
I'm
Just like one stage past diapers. I'm not changing your diapers.
No,
So it's
I
got to
won't.
be
I'm
like,
not
Right.
into
like
that.
a 4 or 5 year old.
I'm not into that. No, what I'm gonna do is
I heard you're into the changing the baby post.
change the baby.
Well, can this
maybe to pose.
4 or 5 year old hypothetical 4 or 5 year old still go skiing and
Like-
go on benders and
No, we're resetting
No,
a
it's
childhood
wholesome.
here,
It's
Steve.
got to be wholesome, Steve. It
That's the
doesn't.
whole point.
We're trying to avoid what my childhood was. And I'm not saying we were doing cocaine, but my parents were definitely walking a thin line of fucking,
No, we're trying to reset. We're
functional
trying to,
alcoholism.
a thin line of cocaine.
No, a thin line of functional alcoholism and fucking abuse. No, so I made a decision this year to be a little happier, and I did a little better this year. I didn't get aggressive with anybody. I did stay to myself Christmas Eve, which was okay. And next year, what I'm going to do is Jessica's mother has been very curious about like what my family's like. So the one time, if you really want to get a glimpse into like what it's like to be in my family, the Christmas Eve at Cousin Lisa's is like the best thing you could see. They line up tables like 20-foot long folding tables in this basement, and everyone there from the age of 15 to 80 gets piss drunk and they eat food. My father said it looked like feeding time at the zoo last night. Like, that's how he described it. He said they went through like X amount of pounds of shrimp. It's just utter chaos. So I told Jessica's mother that I'll take her to my family's next year, and I'm just because she's like a nice woman. She's going to be absolutely terrified at those Gavones. It's going to be fucking great. All right, so into injuries.
Okay. Kwaski Tart's shoulder, he was placed on IR.
Yeah,
Has this guy ever made it through a season?
never.
I don't think he has.
What's it? How many years is he in?
He was part of the 2014 class. No, that was Jimmy Ward.
Valky drafted him.
That was 2014 was Jimmy Ward, so he was part of the 2015 class. So Tom Sula, Chip,
Next year's his last.
Shanahan. So this is his fourth year,
This
coming
is?
at the end of his fourth year.
He won't be back then.
Yeah. So he's a free
No.
agent.
We extended him before in the off season. It was like a sneaky little
Great. That
1-2.
worked out well.
Yeah.
It was a backdoor sneaky Pete. Steve.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for those.
Okay, Earl Mitchell was a healthy scratch, and DJ Jones got the start at nose tackle. I think it's safe to say that Earl Mitchell is gone this year, and DJ Jones is the starter next year.
DJ Jones has gotten the bulk of the snaps at nose tackle for the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
This week and 2 prior. The 2 prior, Earl Mitchell was on the active roster and played mostly special teams. This week he was completely deactivated, which means he's probably goodbye.
Yes. Marquise Goodwin, dealing with the Achilles and calf injury, he left at the end of the game, and he is out of practice so far this week.
They have not ruled him out for the game.
Kawan Williams, dealing with a knee injury, he left the game, and he is limited at practice. Garrett Selleck, he didn't play this past week, I don't believe. Concussion
No,
protocol.
He left the game with a concussion.
Oh, he left the game with a concussion.
Yeah, early.
Okay. He is limited at practice. Matt Breida, ankle, he left the game, and he will not play this week, already ruled out. Dante Pettis left the game with a knee injury. I believe it's the same knee.
Something to do with an MCL. I don't know if it's sprain or strain.
Yeah,
or
same-
busted or what.
Will not require surgery.
Yeah, no surgery, but he will not play this week. There's no point anyway. That's a bummer because he was really finishing on a strong note there. We promoted wide receiver Stephen Dunbar Jr. to the active roster.
What position?
Wide receiver.
Oh, great.
That's basically a punching bag.
Yeah.
Sounds like a barn burner.
That's like the guys that play in the 4th preseason game.
Yeah,
if
oh,
you get
yeah.
activated for
Yeah.
week 17 when your team has as many wins as we do, you're a punching
He
bag.
literally was working at the mall for fucking
Yeah.
holiday time.
Yeah, whoever our second string running back is behind Jeff Wilson this week, also a punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, did you get everything you wanted from Santa Claus?
I didn't really want anything. I'm kind of like past that stage. I just,
Okay.
You didn't want
If
to
I
win.
get-
You didn't want to fucking win.
Because I did.
yeah, that would have been nice actually.
Yeah.
Beating the
Alright.
Bears, that would have been pretty cool.
The Bears.
But-
they had the opportunity. The boot should have
You know
ran
why
for
we
the
weren't
first
going to win?
down.
Because every single person in the media all week was comparing it to beating the Jaguars last year. It's like, give it a fucking rest. That's not how the world works. That's not how sports work.
Yeah, I know.
Because you beat a great defensive team at the end of the year last year doesn't mean you're going to do it again. It's not remotely the same.
No, not at all. But there were a lot of like similarities to the finish.
Yeah, I mean, minus
last
the
year.
fact that we had a fucking actual quarterback that we planned on being here for a long time versus our 3rd string.
Yeah. Well, I
So
think
weird.
Mullins is
I
definitely
think it's safe to
set-
say
set-
Mullins has proven that he could play in this league.
Yeah, it's like
He's
Mullins
better
is
than-
not Jimmy G, so to compare the two is ridiculous.
I'm not-
no, definitely
That's a joke.
ridiculous.
No, but I think he could be a starter in this league.
But at the same time, we can't harp on the fact that Matt Breida is an undrafted running back. He's a good running back. Whereas, Nick Mullins was our 3rd stringer, and we can't really say like, oh, we're playing with our 3rd string quarterback. Like we are, but he's definitely proven to be more than that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like the team that we put on the field this week was not remotely the same players as the team
no.
we put on the field against the Jaguars.
No,
It's
we're
just
definitely
goofy.
way more injured this year than we were last year.
But even still, it's just different people. Like it's a goofy comparison. And even if it was the exact same team, it doesn't matter. It's sports. It doesn't matter
Because
at
you're
all.
playing a totally different team.
It means nothing.
You're not even playing the same team.
It means nothing.
It's a stupid comparison.
I don't even think they have the same head coach. Like, I mean, it's obviously not the same head coach because it's different teams. But the Bears don't even have the same coach they had last year. Like it's retarded.
So, getting into the predictions, Curran
Little cunt motherfucker. Curran, I see you.
Curran won the predictions because he
You've been
predicted
hanging out
a
with Uncle
loss.
Steve, I see, you little twat boy.
Remember when Curran's mom emailed and
Yeah.
she was irate about Steve picking, right? Was she mad
No,
about that?
no. She picked a loss.
She picked a loss.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess the apple doesn't fucking fall far.
Yeah, bunch of fucking flip-floppers
I was
over
hoping
there.
she was on our side and she was going to kick him out and maybe hold back his Christmas present.
She flip-flopped. They're all flip-floppers. They're all rooting for the fucking...
Wow.
They're all rooting for their fantasy teams.
Who was the receiver that said they were playing because they had? Was it Smith-Schuster?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that because that's not why he's playing, but that's such a good thing to say to get people on your
Because
side.
you know
'cause
some
there's
jerk
many
offs are
fantasy
pumped
football
about
players.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's become so big that it's actually acknowledged by the players. Whereas, like, if you were to go back even 6 years ago, 7 years ago, you tell like somebody
I
like,
had no idea.
you'd be like, "What the fuck? You get out of here!" But moving on to, I can get into the offense. Off the top, 288 total yards, 241 passing, 47 rushing, 7 of 14 on third down, 0 for 3 in the red zone. Little caveat there. It's not truly 0 for 3 because time ran out on us before halftime. So we had to kick a field goal before time ran out. 1 sack and 6 quarterback hits allowed and 1 turnover.
Hold on. It is 0 for 3.
I agree.
Because the fact that we ran the clock at the first 2 downs of that fucking drive is fucking insanity. Downright fucking insanity.
Yeah, the back-to-back carries by Jeff Wilson.
What the fuck was that?
Well,
We should have had a lasagna.
That's a team that doesn't want to win a game. That's what that is.
I agree. They were definitely doing things.
It's fucking insane.
Right. Like, I know that Mullins said, I should. But do you think, like, they told him, like, just fucking throw a bomb and
No,
just
absolutely
get
not.
out
I
of
think
here?
he fucking brain farted on that.
He definitely brain farted. But I didn't know if you thought maybe they were like, just throw a fucking
in that
bomb.
specific scenario, I didn't mind the call right there. There is another time in this game where I wanted to fucking rip my hair out.
Here's what I
And
don't
we
get.
can get to that.
If we're going to run the clock, then let's run the clock. But we clearly were trying to score. So why did we run the clock and then
Well,
try to score?
I think the 2 back-to-back runs were so good that they were like, "Oh, well, let's go." Like, it changed their mind. Just like that happened to us against another team earlier this year. We let them run the ball. I think it was the Green Bay game. They were going to run out the clock, and their first run got them a bunch of yards, and they're like, "All right, well, let's just go."
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a 25-yard run, but they weren't that crazy. It was like 2 7s for a first down.
It was decent enough, and you also got to remember that we were facing the defense that's leading the league in forcing turnovers. You're not out there facing,
Here's my problem with it. It's calls like that lost Shanahan the Super Bowl when he was with the fucking Falcons. It's those fucking take it easy, we have the lead fucking calls that I can't fucking live with.
You got to keep your foot to the
I
pedal
can't live
in
with
this
it.
league.
If you're up by 30 and there's 5 minutes left, okay. Fuck off. But
There is one of those in this game, but I just have a different opinion on the 2 before halftime. That's all.
all I'm saying is it's 0 for 3. I wasn't saying much more.
So almost the entire first quarter was relatively uneventful on offense until he started stringing some plays together late in the first quarter with big runs by Breda and Jeff Wilson and a really hard-nosed run by Wilson to convert a tough 3rd and 2. I wasn't even sure about that spot. I think they were a little bit gracious there, but I'll take it.
There was a couple plays both ways. The refs were very weird in this game. Like,
This is not a good weekend for refereeing
no, it
in
was
the
not.
entire league.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of other stuff, but this game was not. It was bizarre, and in our favor some of the times.
On that same drive, the momentum continues, and Mullins hooks up with Kittle on a big 3rd and 10 conversion, and that was the one where Kittle was actually able to get back on his feet. It looked like he was just going to go down.
Yeah.
He got back on his feet and converted the first down, and even if, let's just say that most tight ends are down right there and we don't get the first down, that was still a great catch because it put us in field goal position, whereas we weren't before. So it was like an added bonus, like, oh, you got the first down too. And then the next play, the quick slant to Pettis was another first down, who I think Kyle Fuller was on him. He was playing man-to-man. He was giving him like 10 yards of cushion. I don't know if that's a credit to Pettis' speed or whatever, but easy completion. And then that's where Pettis' knee gets bent in a way it's not supposed to be bent.
Yeah, that was. It looked like he got stuck a little bit at first, but then maybe I don't know.
And this
Unfortunate. He seems all right though, and he's in good spirits. So sorry.
This is what I'm talking about here, and
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna criticize Shanahan for this one.
Oh, I was curious if you were going to be critical of him because you suck his dick when everything runs so smoothly. But I've never heard you say boo-hoo about him when it doesn't go so hot.
No, this was a stinker.
What do
So
you
it's 3rd and 11.
Okay.
Inside the 20.
Yeah. What did you?
We run the ball.
Yeah.
And a draw.
Yeah, a draw play. I was going to say it was a fucking draw play.
Yep.
We gained 2 yards.
It was hot.
We gained 2 yards
Why don't you write him a letter?
in the red zone.
Write him a letter.
I mean, Jesus Christ! I'll point out when he's fucking dog shit.
That's 0 for
and that
3.
was fucking dog. Most of the time he's on his game. That was dog shit.
If we were in 4-down territory, and we ran the ball in
Maybe.
3rd and 11, and we had plenty of clock,
Maybe.
still maybe. Oh yeah, still maybe.
Only if you get 8+.
No,
You know what
even
I
still,
mean?
you're just trying to make the next down more manageable. Okay, but still, like you said, still maybe, not definitely.
This is
Insane.
midway
This
through
is
the
wrong.
second quarter.
100% wrong.
That was stupid.
Yeah, I feel like when they watched back on the tape, they were probably like, "What? Why did we do that?"
No idea. And then, following a turnover by our defense, Mullins, he actually shows great awareness and athleticism by fleeing and escaping the pressure in the pocket. And he's flushing to his left, and he literally throws a perfect pass to Kittle in the end zone. And the only thing that stopped it from being a touchdown was just great defensive coverage. They were able to swat the ball away. But although this play goes down an incomplete pass and nobody's going to remember it, that play alone from Nick Mullins showed me a lot personally. That was, even though it was an incomplete pass, possibly the best start-to-finish play I've ever seen from Nick Mullins. He did everything that...
Which one?
An incomplete pass to Kittle in the end zone. But he felt the pressure on his blind side, he flushed out of the pocket, and he threw an absolute perfect pass on the run. It just happened to be batted down by perfect defensive
I'll tell you
play.
what. I thought I was comfortable with C.J. Beathard being the backup, but I am way more comfortable with Nick Mullins being the
Yeah, I
backup.
think that's pretty much the
yeah,
consensus.
would-
I agree with that. I mean, he just seems to show, like, CJ showed a command while he was in there,
But not like Nick Mullins.
but it's a little bit different.
I think that the difference is in the NFL, you don't set your team up to win with the backup quarterback. You set your team up for your backup quarterback to be a placeholder in a short-term situation, and if it's long-term, your season's over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you have a better quarterback than a serviceable backup, that you trade him for whatever you can get for him. I don't think Mullins is going to be here long. I think there has to be 5 teams in the NFL that are going, he's better than what we have.
I agree.
There has to be.
I would agree.
There's no way Denver can be happy about Case Keenum compared to fucking... There's no possible way they can be.
If it was me, I wouldn't flip Nick Mullins for anything better than a second-round pick. I don't think we're
You
we
mean-
we got
you mean
Garoppolo
less-
for less
not
than a
as good.
second.
Yeah.
We got Garoppolo for a second-round pick. You know, I just
Yeah, getting a second round for him would be huge, but
I mean
I don't know. I don't think a Shanahan-led team is going to run with 3 quarterbacks, so we're going to lose one of them.
there's also a discount to be said there as far as a quarterback in a Kyle Shanahan offense, where there's going to be a lot of people that look at that situation. It's not like Nick Mullins is doing this under the watch of Hugh Jackson. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or like somebody like that. Like Shanahan is a very well-respected offensive head coach who runs an offense that actually gains yards, and it's to be said to be very quarterback friendly. So I feel like there's going to be it's like Matt Castle that year in New England.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be teams that look at it like he's just doing that because of Shanahan.
And that's actually more of a detriment to CJ.
But there's also a lot of teams that don't look at it, that are too dumb to look at it that way. Because we've seen it. I mean, how many times have you
I
seen a
can't
contract?
disagree with that. Yeah.
I mean, however many teams
Sam Bradford?
however many teams are smart enough, there's enough teams that are dumb enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It just seems like this offseason is probably going to be the most we can get for either of them at any point. From a GM standpoint. Because the chances of them getting a lot of playing time in the future are hopefully
they're going to
zero.
have next year's preseason.
Hopefully they don't get any
Yeah.
playing time
Yeah.
other than next preseason. In our world.
And a
you
couple
know?
cleanup games.
You know, even if Nick Mullins rides the bench all year long next year, that doesn't undo what
Right, and
he's
there's
doing
There's
now.
enough dumb teams out there.
So, I don't know. I wouldn't be rushing to the podium to trade Nick Mullins. That's just what I'm saying. If you
How
want to
many
give me a
years does he have
second
left?
rounder for him, I don't know. I haven't looked at
because
his
he came
contract.
out of the
Him and-
practice squad this year. So who
Oh
knows
yeah,
what
because
the
they were
fuck did.
both. He was undrafted, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what
because
Mullins'
that
contract
would make
is.
a difference to me.
That makes a
if he's in the
difference.
last year. See ya.
Yeah, maybe check that out, Chris. Nick Mullins' contract.
If he's
on,
in the last year
Spotrac.
of his contract, then see you fucking later. Someone's gonna pay him.
So going on with roughly 2 minutes to go in the first half, we get more good physical runs by Wilson, And, this is what you were talking about. 17-yard pass to Goodwin on the sideline gets us off to a great start. And then we hook up with Trent Taylor down the sideline for another 18 yards.
That was a dime. That throw to Taylor was fucking beautiful.
That was a really nice pass. And then, like we say, you get the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line with 1st and goal, and we're forced to kick a field goal with only 5 seconds remaining.
So
because of time.
disappointing. Yeah.
I feel like you should have taken a quick snap throwing attempt.
Once.
Just
Yeah. 5 seconds, that's
five's
enough time.
Not a lot, but enough to just like quick snap and throw it and hope. Like some inside slant or something.
But I think this was one of those defensive games where both coaches knew that points were going to be really hard to come by.
It might be a 9-7.
Yeah, 9-7 Niners.
He initially had a 3-year contract, but then he got caught and then put on the practice squad, so he has a 2-year
2-year contract?
2019 season.
Yeah. See ya.
Okay.
See you later.
And then Khalil Mack single-handedly ends our first possession coming out of the halftime. He makes 3 plays in a row that lead to either sacks and incompletions and whatnot. And up until that point, he actually had been handled quite well by Staley and McGlinchey.
Yeah, he did. I mean, they did okay with him.
Yeah, definitely.
They did better than a lot of fucking offensive
He didn't
lines.
put on
Yeah,
a
he
clinic.
didn't look like I expected him to look.
Yeah.
He didn't.
He didn't have a game like DeForest has.
No.
No.
Yeah,
he didn't wreck the game. That drive he wrecked single-handedly. It was like 3 plays in a row. Boom, boom, boom. And then towards the end of the third quarter, Fangio dials up a blitz, which he rarely does, from what we all remember that, on a 2nd and 8, to take Mullins down, who was running it was actually a long developing action play. And this is a play that I've seen defenses fall for all year long, whereas Fangio didn't fall for it, or I think it was Roquan Smith on the blitz. He just fucking nailed him. And then early to mid fourth quarter, Mullins finds Kittle for a big time back-to-back plays. Once on a 3rd and 5 conversion, and then another one on a broken play. He found him 30 yards downfield. Later on, he finds Bourne for a 3rd and 13 conversion, and then he throws a pass for Goodwin on a drag route over the middle, and the ball placement was barely on Goodwin's fingertips.
Oh, hold on. Why? That was Goodwin's fault.
I'm undecided of who I'm placing that on. That ball
number one,
literally touched his fingernail. Like, how is that catchable?
If you get both hands on a ball, you have to catch it in the NFL,
didn't.
but that was not a good throw.
It wasn't a great, but he had enough that he could have at least batted it down. He didn't have to, bat it to the motherfucker.
Well, your instinct as a wide receiver is to try and catch the ball, not bat it down.
I hear you. I don't know.
That ball barely hit his fingertip.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Bowl season is here. It's time to get in on the action.
Oh,
with
we got a
MyBookie.
new one.
Don't be that guy with no rooting interest as your relatives or friends sit around watching the game. Not this year, when there are record 41 bowl games to bet on, including the national championship. You blew it. You should have just let me go through the whole entire thing without him knowing that I was doing it. You should have let me read the whole... I was so dead set to read the whole fucking thing.
I didn't even think of that.
Not this year, when there are record 41 bowl games to bet on, including
41.
the national championship on January 7th.
The 7th.
It really is the most wonderful time of the year.
Make sure you're ready for the daily action by signing up at MyBookie today.
MyBookie.
They pay fast when you win. Ownership really cares about good customer service.
That's right, they do.
And they offer the craziest props.
Crazy props.
Where you bet is just as important as who you're betting on.
That's right.
And if you want to make money during bowl season...
Yeah, you got to go to MyBookie. I trust them.
I was giving you a chance to echo me. I didn't mean for you to take over.
Oh, okay.
I trust them.
Oh, easy there.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
My word for it.
Check them out for yourself.
Yourself, motherfucker.
Go ahead, Joe. You got this one. It's got the best word in the whole read.
Join now, and MyBookie will offer you a 50% deposit bonus to make sure you have a nice bankroll for bowl season.
Bankroll for bowl season.
Use promo code
Gold Blood.
when you deposit to activate the offer. That's promo code
Gold Blood.
I love they use the word activate. At MyBookie,
You play.
You win.
you get paid, papa.
We need like a drop, like a bankroll echo. Bankroll. All right, moving on. And then we get down to the final drive.
That's right.
Mullins finds Bourne wide open, streaking across the middle, and turns it into a 25-yard gain. 3rd and 4. Mullins fails to connect with a wide open Kittle on a short stick route, and it ends up going way over his head. This would have gotten us the first down. 4th and 4. Mullins chooses not to run for the easy first down.
He
And
could have fucking laid on the ground and log rolled for a first down.
Yep.
Legitimately, my fucking 2-year-old could have log rolled straight to the first down. with
My
the ball.
shot-
He could have held the ball out over his head like a fucking Statue of Liberty and log rolled to a first down and probably 10 more fucking yards.
Have you seen people posting pictures of saying like, "Oh, I'm not sure he would have gotten there with the
Yeah,
defender"?
get the fuck
no
outta here.
fucking way. He would have gotten that by a long shot.
I have the most unathletic wife in ever, like out of anyone ever, and I'm pretty sure she would have got it. Like she would have had
My
that.
brother-in-law is a Patriots fan. I said Tom Brady would have run this for a first down. Tom fucking Brady
Yep.
would have run this for a first down.
And the kicker is not only did he not run for the first down, he didn't even keep the ball in bounds. He threw it
Throw
out
it to
of
the middle of
bounds
the
to
field.
Goodwin.
Let a wide receiver go get it.
At least
Bomb it to the middle of the field. 100. I said the same thing.
Give a fucking
If you're gonna
chance.
throw it, just bomb it in the middle and let somebody try and catch it.
Yes.
Fucking fuck.
Bomb job.
It was
Bomb
so
job.
he was so clear for the first down that I was like, oh, okay, cool, first down.
Yeah.
Like that, before
Yep.
he even let go of the ball. I was
Yep.
like,
Oh yeah,
first
we'll
down.
have, we'll have at least another shot at this
First
thing.
down.
You know what I mean?
And
Fight
the
to
way the
live another
clock was
day.
going, that would have been really close.
Coulda
to
got
field
out of
goal
bounds, yeah,
range.
totally.
And we got Robbie Gold
Yeah.
in fucking against Chicago.
Well, no, we were
No,
down.
we needed a
we needed a
touchdown.
touchdown.
Right. Fuck.
Yep.
We need a 6-point field goal.
Fuck.
5-point
Yep.
field goal.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But I tell
It
you,
just-
it
it-
doesn't make me fear Chicago going into the playoffs. Like,
It was just a brutal way to end.
oh yeah,
It wasn't brutal if it happened at a different point in the game. It was only brutal because it was like, this is the kid's chance. Like, we're going to fucking come back on a
Nick
fucking...
Mullins is going to beat the fucking Bears.
in a minute and a half to go, he's going to drive the field and
Yep.
beat the fucking... It was like, whoa, holy
yeah,
shit.
against the best defense in the
Oh,
league.
Brutal.
All right.
And I don't think I don't think that's a knock on the Bears. I think it's a feather in the cap of the 49ers offense.
100%.
I agree.
Because I don't think anybody else that's going to play them in the playoffs is like, yeah, see, they're not fucking scary. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the case at all. Just like Jacksonville last year.
And like, we only scored 9 points,
Yeah.
but yet it was a somewhat impressive day. Still, you just came up short in the red zone there, and the turnover to Marquise Goodwin or Mullins, whoever you want to place that on, that was fucking brutal. That was inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Ah. All right, I'm done with the offense.
Me too. For this whole year.
Defense. Off the top, 336 total yards allowed, 246 passing, 90 rushing, 5 for 11 third downs allowed,
Fucking Mitch Trubisky.
2 for 3 in the red zone allowed, 3 sacks and 5 quarterback hits, and we had 2 turnovers this week.
It is kind of brutal to watch Allen Robinson. I think we could have had him.
I wanted him.
Yeah. He's good.
We would have been set.
He's fucking good.
He's the number one.
Yeah, for sure.
And Trubisky,
Especially with someone throwing to him.
yeah.
With like Jimmy G throwing to him.
Yeah, Trubisky's not a fucking good quarterback.
Fuck. And with fucking Kittle
Yep.
drawing all the fucking attention.
Yep.
You'd have to double cover one of them. You can't double cover both.
Yeah, A-Rob's good.
Oh.
So,
Kittle would be the top tight end in the league if we had Allen Robinson.
yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Well, you got it. There's only so many balls to be thrown around.
But I mean, Kittle's what, second or third already?
Yeah.
He would have been, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey's got Tyreek, and he's still doing
Give
his
him one or
thing.
two more targets,
Yeah.
game over.
Yep.
Hi, Poppy.
So, defense, starting off the day, big open field tackle by Kwan Williams in the open field against Jordan Howard, forcing a 4th down in the red zone, which ultimately ended up just being a field goal.
Quan played good.
He played really good.
Richard Sherman had a nice open field tackle too.
He did.
Yeah.
Midway through the first, Marsh loops a stunt around Solomon Thomas and gets home for a sack. That was on 1st and 15, and it pinned them back even deeper into their own territory. I think it ended up being a 2nd and 20 or something like that. And then the next play, Kwan Williams again recognizes and blows up a running play in the backfield. He forced the running back to run into his own end zone momentarily before the running back escaped the safety, and it ended up being a 3-yard loss. So that put them at a 3rd and a mile. They ended up punting back to us. Midway through the second, Kwan Williams makes another big heads-up play and switching his man-to-man coverage to get Tariq Cohen in the backfield. And he jarred the ball loose after Trubisky threw it to him, which was technically a backwards lateral pass, which made it a fumble and not an incomplete
And this
pass.
is it. This is our turnover, right?
This is our turnover. Well, one of them.
We got 6 on the year now.
Yeah, something like that.
Breaking records.
The ball was recovered by DeForest Buckner, who on that play just made his guard look ridiculous. Like, I think maybe I could have done a better job blocking DeForest Buckner on that. Or maybe DeForest is just
At
that
least could
good.
have made fart noises and distracted him, maybe.
Yeah, it's just like he wasn't even there. Later on, Marsh registers another sack on Trubisky after Trubisky breaks containment of the pocket, but Marsh is able to run him down before he gets past the line of scrimmage there. There's a holding call by Fred Warner that negates a Kwan Williams interception in the end zone.
Brutal. Was it a hold? Did you see it?
I didn't take a close look at that one, so I cannot say one way or the other.
I doubt it.
You got poor technique by Tavarius Moore in the touchdown pass to Anthony Miller. I mean, he turns his head away from the quarterback in a We've been talking all year about our cornerbacks turning their head away from the quarterback all year. He did it again. He turns his head away from the quarterback in compressed space, mind you. This is like at the 5-yard line. You don't have to. Your wide receiver isn't going to go 40 yards down the field. You don't need to turn. But anyway, he gets fooled by a double move, and Miller's just wide open for a touchdown. That was just way too easy. That was on a 3rd and 4. One more stop, and they were going to kick a field goal. Marcel Harris, he shows his ability to rip the ball out, but unfortunately the runner was ruled down before the ball came out.
His knee was down.
And, yeah, it was. Yeah. But this whole game, I was seeing stuff that we haven't seen since, like, Harbaugh era.
Why did
guys
it look like
ripping
the
balls
defense was
out.
totally different? It looked
think,
like they were like playing like they gave a fuck.
I think that was that had to be a point of emphasis this week from Robert Saleh. Like, if you can get your hand on the ball, rip it out.
But why?
I probably said I'll give you a $50,000 bonus if you knock the fucking ball out.
Yeah, save my fucking job.
But why? I don't understand why they didn't do this week too, Steve.
I don't know. I have no answers for you.
Well, Steve, these are the things that I say when I get upset with your friend Kyle.
I cannot disagree with you there. Robert Saleh has been very questionable this year.
I love suck jobs.
Those
are my notes.
The other day I came down here for something and I was reading your doodles and you need some help.
Why?
You belong in an asylum somewhere.
It's the doodles that made you realize that?
What, doodles gourd?
Maybe the doodles were just the exclamation point.
I question your decision making if it took that for you to think that.
Yeah, you really let a fucking...
I might have to put a call into DCF.
Why? I don't see anything here that... I mean, fuck life.
That definitely looks like a piece of paper in a fucking serial killer's house. Plain and simple.
Yeah, there's definitely...
And somewhere on there it says something like, Chris didn't even record an entire episode and didn't get yelled at as bad. Like he's just talking to himself. What do you even... I didn't even know what he meant by that.
Oh, that was about my wife getting yelled at for recording the thing. I said Chris didn't even record a whole episode. She fucked up on it.
I don't remember Chris not recording an episode, though.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I just had to... Took notes.
Well, I mean, in retrospect, that puts Chris at like a 100 wins and 1 loss. Your wife went 0 for 1.
Yeah, but she's not.
That depends on how you look at it.
She's not.
I guess.
She's
if
not.
her
a tech
husband got a
wizard.
better score than he would have, that's a 1 for 1-0.
Yeah, that's true.
She's
His
not.
wife. We'd all be so lucky to have a wife to delete the.
That's right.
Delete the copy and get us a better position.
Ride or die, motherfucker. But she is also not.
I back it.
She's not a tech wizard, you know.
I wouldn't say it takes a tech wizard to record a foot race on an iPhone. I mean, I don't think it takes a tech wizard.
At the end of the day, I competed in the race and recorded it, you know. So whatever.
All right.
That's my baby.
This was the biggest death blow the whole game. So you got Buckner. He blows up a run in the backfield, but gets so unlucky. He accidentally grabs some face mask on his tackle. So what was a 5-yard loss turns into a 15-yard gain. There's a 20-yard swing. Just fucking killer. Everything changed after that. And then Chicago trickled the ball down the field with paper cuts. The whole way down the field, all the way until they got a 3-yard touchdown run. Early in the fourth quarter, Buckner gets a sack on Trubisky with a second effort after missing his initial strike within the pocket. That dude's an animal.
Buckner?
Yeah.
Did he have any sacks?
Yeah, he had 2 sacks.
So what's he got on the year? 14 now?
They only credited him with 1 this game.
Did they?
That's cockamamie.
Yeah.
They should give him an extra just for being a good guy.
Solomon Thomas has seemingly improved his get-off the line of scrimmage immensely.
It's racist.
Week 1... How's that racist?
I don't know.
Week 1,
You'd be lucky to get him off on the line.
Week 1, he was almost always the last one to react to the snap. Lately, especially this game, he's constantly with par with the rest of the defensive line or even ahead of them. So definite improvement there. He actually played a really good game, although he didn't really show up on the stat sheet that much. Marcel Harris, the late hit that causes the big fight. Richard Sherman gets
we didn't
ejected.
talk about the fight.
So, I mean, just a really dumb... What do we got here?
It's a virus.
Joe somehow has a virus on his iPhone.
It's definitely not a virus on an iPhone. A pop-up ad, maybe.
Yeah, but that's odd. How do you get a pop-up ad that plays music like that? I don't like it. It's the feds. Sorry.
Imagine if that was your phone.
Oh, it would have been all over.
Oh, in 4 years, that's the first time my phone's ever made a
Imagine
fucking
if it was
beep.
either.
No
of your
way
phones.
that's the first time.
Absolutely.
No way that's the first time.
Suck me. I'm trying to get
If it was either of your phones, I could imagine. Whatever website that was, I want to send a link to them so their phone does
ESPN.
that.
It was ESPN. I'm trying to get the stats from the game. I'm trying to figure out Buckner's sack total for the year.
Oh, so you're not on some shoddy-ass porn site that takes you to a...
I would never. Come on.
All right, so we're
He's got to be at 12 because he was at 11 after last week's too,
All right.
Yeah.
right? Because after the first one they said 10,
So, late in the game here,
12.
we force them to a 4th and 1, and they go for it, and it's a fucking quarterback sneak. And I was just like, well, I can't fault them for not stopping that. I say constantly how automatic that play is.
Well, not only that, but it's 4th and 1, and it's a borderline place, and I'm screaming if they fucking jump
Yep.
on this fucking hard count.
Oh, that-
and then they go right off the rip with
Yep.
no hard count. So
And a quarterback sneak. That
Yeah.
play is just
yeah,
undefensible.
good call.
And then, following the 2-minute warning, the Bears are in position to put the game on ice with a first down conversion on a 3rd and 3. You got Tavarius Moore covering Allen Robinson, who gets beaten off the line easily and catches a slant over the middle. At this point, he has 7-8 yards, so he has the first down. Tavarius Moore doesn't give up, though. He catches him from behind and throws a perfect punch at the ball to knock it out.
Play the game.
How?
Play the game. Kept the whole game alive. 100%. And it was the dagger through the heart. Flipped. It was a perfect flip on the worst play of the possible game. He did a full 180, recovered, and turned the fucking whole thing around.
If you were on another planet and then you returned here to watch this one 49ers game, you would think that the 49ers defense is forcing turnovers all season long.
Yeah.
How pumped were you for the fight, though? Seriously, though.
I didn't really care about it.
I was happy. We lose everything else.
It's funny because when he put the hit on Trubisky, when it was played full speed the first time,
It
I
looked
thought he
bad.
went over top. I
Oh.
didn't think he hit him at all. I thought he went over top of him, and then there's this fight, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then when they showed the replay, I was like, oh, he definitely fucking
Yeah.
smashed him.
Yeah.
He tried to pull up.
Right.
Because
Well,
you
he
could
was-
see he backed his head
It looked
out.
like he tripped on his the turf and kind of had he was trying to stop but just had to.
I mean, you could tell he tried to pull off because he would have creamed him with his shoulder or head.
Agreed,
yeah.
If he didn't try to pull off, he could have fucking killed him. And you could tell he tried. There was no pulling off, but he caught him pretty fucking good.
I thought
and then Trubisky's head bounced off the turf pretty good.
I thought it was kind of fucking lame that guys on the sideline that weren't even involved in that snap started fucking fighting them. Like, they were the first ones to go over.
No way. Jimmy G takes a hit like that. I want anyone nearby
Yeah.
to fucking jump in.
I want Salah head
Straight
kicking
the
people.
fuck up.
Yeah, I want Salah curve.
I want everyone involved.
Salah falling over again.
And the only person I don't fault is Richard Sherman. He was retaliating.
Yeah,
He came in to back our guys that were getting attacked.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that guy was all by himself.
Yeah, that's the only way I take that.
Yeah,
and
that-
also I think
that didn't bother me.
I think Sherman's calculated enough to know, like, if we were in a playoff hunt, I don't think he gets ejected in that
Agreed,
game.
completely.
If we were in a playoff game, I don't think he gets ejected. I think he knows, he just showed Tarvarius Moore that he's got his back. He showed all the young guys that he's got their back.
Marcel Harris.
Oh, Marcel Harris, sorry.
You think he gets suspended?
No.
No,
No.
I don't think any of them do.
No way.
I don't know. With the NFL, who the fuck knows?
I don't think any of them do.
Yeah.
New York was involved in it,
Yeah.
in the decision, so they made the call on who got booted.
So, I mean,
Also, it was 5 minutes left in the game. If it was first half, I don't think Sherman gets ejected. I don't think he gets in there like that.
14-9 loss, but I mean, based on all of our tones, I think we can all say that there were a lot of positives to take away from this game based on the opponent that we faced, based on, I mean, the offense only scored 9 points, but yet we weren't mad at the offense, really. Like, 0 for 3 in the red zone fucking sucks. We know that. But the bottom line is you got George Kittle and nobody else.
What I saw from this game is, if you asked me 6 weeks ago what our weakest places were, we're all going to say outside pass rusher, number one. And from there, it's tough to say because our wide receiver core is really young, the ones that we think are going to be our top guys. But I think probably the second scariest position for us would have been the secondary. With all the injuries, with all the young
Uncertainty.
guys. For sure.
Yeah.
And what I saw in this game was that there's a lot of hope with a lot of guys. There's no guarantees with anyone except Richard Sherman. I don't think we have any guaranteed secondary
None.
players except for Richard Sherman.
But a lot of
I
guys
think
to be
everyone
excited
else
about.
is on notice. But Quan Williams had some shining moments. Tarvarius Moore had some shining moments. Marcel Harris had some shining
Everybody
moments.
had
DJ
some
Reed,
moments.
the last few
and
weeks.
Colbert is still a wild card. Tart is still a wild card. All these people, Jimmy Ward is still all these wild cards that could be good that we just don't know what we have.
Yeah.
Which is better than knowing they all suck.
Yeah.
Even Witherspoon started playing better towards the end of the year.
But you got to be careful with that, too, because you could fall into the trap of, like, well, one of
We
these
don't need
guys
one.
is going to have...
Yeah.
We don't need one, and then you just don't address it.
Yeah, I think they got to get. I think they need somebody else proven back there at the very least, because somebody's going to get hurt at some point.
I'm 100% all in on going after Earl Thomas.
So first round we draft an outside pass rusher, let's say. Let's say we're in the top 5. We take an outside pass rusher.
Fucking
Let's
better
say
be.
it's the second
We're 2 right now.
second
Better
best
be.
pass rusher in the whatever. Let's
Yeah.
say second round, right? You've got 2 guys available. They're both equal talent level in their respective pools. Are you taking a defensive back or a wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even with Pettis and Taylor.
Oh, I like Pettis a lot. I just don't see him as being
number one?
a number one.
Or a possession receiver.
Yeah, or we need a
you
possession
need an
guy.
alpha receiver.
Yes.
You need a big dog type
Like,
guy. Yeah.
like the prototype right now is fucking Michael Williams or Mike Thomas.
Evans.
Mike Thomas in
Mike Thomas.
New Orleans.
Now, let me ask you.
I would kill to have Mike
what
Thomas
makes
on our
you
team.
think that the Cardinals won't take a quarterback at 1?
They just spent a first round pick on one last year. There's no way
Oh,
they're
they
gonna
did.
do
I
that.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Who?
Rosen's a first rounder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But there is talk
Also,
of
there's
them.
not a quarterback to take, right? Like, there's no one that anyone's
No,
excited about.
no, but there's always a guy that whose name rises throughout
yeah,
the
of course,
process.
it's going to be like this is the one in the draft, but nobody's excited about this quarterback. And what's his name from Oregon? I think was like the guy, right? And he just said he's going back to Oregon.
Yeah, he's going back to Oregon.
Yeah.
Herbert. But there is talk about Arizona spending the first round pick on a tackle because their offensive line is absolutely atrocious, and they just invested a first round pick in Josh Rosen.
So they'll trade
that
down.
No. They're thinking that they might even stand pat
the best
and take the Alabama tackle. I forget his name, but he's actually worthy of that pick.
There's got to be a team in the top 5 that wants Bosa that would give them a 3-4-2
Well, maybe
and something else.
maybe,
and
but
then,
it might go Bosa and then the left tackle from Alabama. Like it might be 1-2, like one of those scenarios.
oh yeah, that's fine.
Where maybe we trade with Arizona, but I mean division rival. I don't
Not
know.
likely. Because the last thing you want is to give up that draft pick and then have them draft a guy that crushes you for fucking 10 years.
Right.
Blame game, cunts. Sorry. I didn't
Like
mean
the
to-
last thing I want to do is trade that pick and they draft fucking Khalil Mack and he wreaks havoc on you for
Right.
10 years.
Right. I know.
Blame game, Steve.
Blame game.
100% in this. Like, with every football game, you can blame anything along the way that happens. Like, I could blame the coaching staff for taking it easy before the halftime. You could blame Marquise Goodwin for the tip ball. But when the last play of the game is so poorly decided upon, the last offensive play of the game, I have to put it on Mullins. I just have to. Because it was the last. If he made that decision earlier, I couldn't. But it's the last play of the game as we're driving the field, and he just... I don't know what he's doing. Why is the ball out of bounds? That's the part that fucking blows my mind.
I mean that combined with the play that happened immediately before, where Kittle was wide open and he overthrew him on the 3rd and 4, didn't run on the 4th and 4. I don't see how you can
It's just timing.
argue that.
It's all timing.
Yeah, it just happened to be the biggest play of the
Yeah.
game in the biggest moment.
just
It came
bad
down to
timing.
that.
I'm gonna blame the Oakland Raiders for not trading Khalil Mack to us, because then we'd be 10 and
How
4,
great
and
is
they
it
would have been 4 and 10.
That it's rumored that the packages were very similar, And most likely, they took the Bears package
because they thought
because
the
at the
Niners were going to
time
be
we
better.
had Jimmy G,
Uh-huh.
and they thought we were going to be better.
Yep.
And they've now gotten worse than what they would have gotten.
There's no way. Well,
And we don't know what we would have given up.
yeah,
What did they give up? They gave up first, right?
they gave up 2. I think it was 2 firsts, and then they swapped seconds.
So great.
Yeah, I don't think the Raiders got enough.
Oh, it's so great.
But let's live in a world where Khalil Mack is on our team. We have more than 4 wins.
He'd be wearing Patrick
That's fair.
Willis'
We have
number.
7 wins.
That's
We
fair.
have 8 wins, even if Jimmy G still goes down.
That's fair.
So,
And he's wearing
That's
Patrick
fair.
Willis' number.
That's fair.
yep.
That'd be weird. Did you see him in the...
I don't think he would wear it if he ever came here.
Did you see... yeah, he definitely would.
You think so?
That's what he wore in Oakland, no?
Yeah, but who's 52 in Oakland? Patrick Willis didn't
No,
play
I
in
know,
Oakland.
but I'm just saying that's his number. I think he'd wear it. Yeah.
Sure, that's his number, but there's a lot of guys that change their numbers because of,
I don't think San Francisco's going to retire it.
I mean, if Jimmy Garoppolo... Well, that's a bad example. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick Willis' number is going to get retired.
Yeah, did you see the video of Khalil Mack? They gifted him... I don't think it will either.
You don't think so?
No, if he won a Super Bowl, maybe. If he was part of a Super
I
Bowl
just
winning
think
team, maybe.
you're going to run out of numbers if you're retiring guys at that level.
Agreed.
I've always thought that. I'm sitting here waiting to see what happens with some of these franchises that keep retiring
Yeah, I
numbers.
don't
I mean,
think-
if you're going to retire, if Frank stayed, they probably would retire it if he was still there.
Yeah.
He's getting retired. His number's getting retired. It is getting
know.
100%. Frank Gore, you kidding me?
I don't know. I hope.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, career stats.
So, did you see Khalil Mack? Someone they gifted him like a full Bulls uniform, and he must have like a little gym in his house. So he's wearing a full Bulls uniform,
Mm-hmm.
the shorts, the Jordan shoes. It's number 52 Mac, but it's a Bulls jersey, and he's like playing fucking basketball in his house. He just looked completely ridiculous. He's a monster. Yeah, beats of the week. No singing when they lose.
No singing when they lose. Speaking of monsters, George Kittle, 7 receptions for 74 yards. How far away is he from Gronk's 2011 record?
100.
100 yards, 99 yards away.
And the
Now,
other guy is 53.
Kelsey's 53.
See.
So it's all going to come down to this week. Mm-hmm. Kittle could conceivably set the all-time yardage.
You think if he's close, Shanahan will give him a shot?
Oh, I think knowing that he's 99, he's game planning
Every-
right
every
now.
play?
Yeah, every fucking
Every
play.
play is
Well,
just
I
a
mean,
pass to
he doesn't
Kittle?
have any other options at this point. It's Kittle or nothing. I mean, who's he going to throw? Jason Day is going to run the ball.
Here's the game plan, boys. George Kittle.
Yeah.
3 catches away from all-time receptions on the 49ers tight end, too.
Yeah.
Yep. Who has that record?
Vernon.
Vernon still?
Gotta be.
All-time receptions?
For a season.
He already has all-time yards.
Dwight Clark maybe for a season.
Or Brent Jones?
It's gotta be. Kittle already beat Vernon for the yards.
For yards, yeah, but Vernon was a deep threat.
He was a deep throat threat.
All right. I went offensive beast of the week, George Kittle. That's mine.
Same.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to agree. There's really not much crack in there.
Defensive beast of the week.
I guess we could have went to Robbie Gold. He did score 3 field goals, right?
I never know what to do with that because that's special teams.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes I do.
There were some years here where they
Yeah,
were
you could write
fucking
'em in.
bleak, like the Tom Sula
could write 'em
games.
in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give the nod to the guy that scored the points. Bobby Good.
defensive beast of the week. It's easy for me. Kwan Williams. That dude flashed 5 times this game.
I'm going to go with Cassius Marsh. He was those 2 sacks. He was doing good there. I liked him in the first half. He had a better first half than second half, but fuck it. I don't think he got one this year. Give it to the white guy.
There's been games from Kwan Williams this year and the year prior where I'm watching him play and I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, if you did this every single week, you would be one of the best secondary players in the NFL. Hands down, the best nickel cornerback in the NFL. He has it in him to play like that, but he just kind of disappears for 2 to 3 game stretches at a time. I don't know if it's injuries or what, but the fact that he even has that in him tells me that we can't quit on this guy. He's got to stay here to see if he can find some sort of consistency. Who you going with, Rob?
I'm going with Cassius Marsh as well.
Hey!
It seems like every game there's at least a couple plays where he flashes through and he's there. And on a team that doesn't have a pass rush, between him and DeForest Buckner and Ronald Blair, they're piecing it together. If you look at our sack total for the year, it's not as bad as you would think it is for not having an outside pass rush.
Yeah, that's fair. Sure. All right. Joe, you want to do the thing?
Teddy Bridgewater's going to get some playing time this week. That's exciting. So if you want to talk to Teddy, email us. Tell us about Teddy. Goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. There's an Instagram and a Twitter, Goldblooded Podcast or Goldblooded Pod. We'd like for you to leave us a review, ringing the new year with a new review for the Gold Blooded Podcast. Go to whatever provider it is that you listen to your podcast, find the review section, leave stars, multiple, as many as you can, 5, maybe 10, I don't know. If you're also feeling financially giving, there's a Patreon. Steve, tell them the location.
Patreon.com/Gold-Blooded Podcast.
You can go there. You could live, 50 cents, $1, $5, $10 a month. And we were just sitting here having conversations about what we could do for the people that do donate. So we are working and thinking. You have to understand we all have lives. And, this is just this is a footnote in our lives, this
hobby.
podcast. Yeah, that's right. But we try to give you the best that there is. So with that said, does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? Okay, bye-bye, Teddy.